If you're over 60 and you feel like your strength is slowly slipping away, even though you're trying to eat better, this message is for you. What I'm about to share could quietly change how your body feels in the next few months. Many people your age are losing muscle every single year without realizing it, and once it is gone, getting it back becomes much harder. But here's the good news. Doctors and nutrition experts agree that the right kind of protein, even from simple and affordable foods, can help protect your strength, your balance, and your independence. Watching this all the way through matters because one small mistake with protein after 60 can cancel out all the good things you think you're doing. I want you to imagine something for a moment. You're getting up from a chair or climbing a few stairs, and it feels harder than it used to. Not painful, just heavier. Many seniors think this is normal aging. In reality, a big part of that feeling comes from muscle loss, something doctors call age-related muscle decline. Studies show that after the age of 50, adults can lose muscle every year if they are not eating enough protein. After 60, that loss can speed up. Muscle is not just about looking strong. It supports your joints, protects your bones, keeps your blood sugar steady, and even helps prevent falls. What makes this tricky is that many older adults are actually eating less protein than their body now needs. Appetite changes. Food costs go up. Some people avoid protein because they think it is hard on the kidneys or too expensive. Others think they are getting enough, but when doctors look closely, they're not even close. This is where smart choices matter more than big meals. Here is something many people do not hear enough. As you get older, your body becomes less efficient at using protein. That means you often need a bit more protein than you did when you were younger, not less. Many health experts suggest spreading protein across the day instead of eating most of it at dinner. This helps your muscles use it better. But the type of protein also matters, especially if you're trying to stay on a budget. I want to gently clear up a fear that stops many seniors from eating enough protein. If you have healthy kidneys or mild age-related changes, normal protein intake is generally considered safe. Doctors still advise checking with your healthcare provider if you have kidney disease, but for most older adults, not getting enough protein is a bigger risk than getting too much. Muscle loss leads to weakness, slower walking, higher fall risk, and longer recovery times if you ever get sick. Now, let's talk about why affordable protein is such a powerful tool. You do not need expensive supplements or fancy shakes to support your muscles. In fact, some of the best protein sources are foods many people grew up eating. These foods provide not only protein, but also vitamins and minerals that help your body actually use that protein. One important thing to understand is that muscle does not rebuild itself just because you eat protein once in a while. It needs steady signals. That means regular protein intake, day after day, paired with simple movement like walking or light resistance. Even getting up and down from a chair several times a day can help tell your muscles to stay active. Protein is the building material, but movement is the message that tells your body to use it. You may be wondering how much protein you really need. Doctors often suggest that many older adults do better with higher protein intake than the minimum recommendation. Not extreme amounts, but enough to support muscle repair. Instead of focusing on numbers right now, it helps to think in terms of meals. Many experts agree that including a solid protein source at each meal can make a real difference. Breakfast is especially important because many seniors eat very little protein in the morning. This is where the right food choices can quietly change everything. Some foods provide high-quality protein without costing much, without being hard to chew, and without requiring complicated cooking. These foods can fit into simple meals you already eat. Over the next parts of this conversation, I'm going to walk you through several of these options, explain why they work, and share how to use them safely and comfortably at your age. Before we go there, I want to point out a mistake I see all the time. Many older adults rely mostly on carbohydrates because they're easy to eat and cheap. Toast, cereal, pasta, rice. These foods can be part of a balanced diet, but without enough protein alongside them, they do not protect your muscles. Over time, this pattern can lead to what doctors call frailty, even in people who are not thin. You can look fine on the outside and still be losing muscle inside. Another quiet issue is digestion. Some people think protein upsets their stomach. Often, It is not the protein itself, but the type or portion size. Spreading protein across meals and choosing softer, easier to digest sources can reduce discomfort. This is especially important if you have dental issues or trouble chewing. What gives me hope is that muscle responds at any age. Research shows that even people in their 70s and 80s can rebuild strength when they combine adequate protein with gentle activity. It does not require heavy weights or intense workouts. It requires consistency, patience, and the right nutrition. As we continue, I will share specific, low-cost protein foods that many seniors overlook, explain how they support muscle, and show simple ways to include them without changing your whole lifestyle. One of these foods surprises almost everyone, and it is often already in their kitchen. Missing it could mean missing one of the easiest ways to support your strength. For now, I want you to hold on to this idea. Losing muscle is not an inevitable part of aging. It is often a nutrition problem that can be improved. And the solution does not have to be expensive, extreme, or complicated. It just has to be done the right way. As we continue, I want you to think of this as a quiet conversation about protecting your independence. Because muscle is not about lifting heavy things. It is about being able to stand up without pushing off the table. It is about steady hands, confident steps, and the feeling that your body still listens to you. Nutrition plays a bigger role in this than most people realize, especially after 60. One of the most overlooked and affordable protein sources for older adults is eggs. Many doctors and nutrition researchers point out that eggs contain high-quality protein that your muscles can use efficiently. They are soft, easy to chew, and quick to prepare. One large egg provides a meaningful amount of protein, along with nutrients like vitamin D and choline, which support muscle and brain health. Despite old fears about cholesterol, many studies now suggest that moderate egg consumption is safe for most people. Of course, if your doctor has given you specific limits, those should always come first. What matters most with eggs is how they fit into your day. Eating an egg or two at breakfast can dramatically increase your morning protein intake, which is often the weakest meal for seniors. A simple egg with whole grain toast or vegetables can give your muscles a signal early in the day that they are supported. This early signal matters more than most people think. Another powerful option is plain Greek yogurt. Compared to regular yogurt, Greek yogurt has more protein and less sugar when chosen carefully. Many health experts recommend it because it is easy to digest and gentle on the stomach. It also provides calcium and probiotics, which support bone and gut health. Strong bones and healthy digestion work together with muscle to reduce fall risk. If dairy has ever bothered you, small portions and plain varieties are often better tolerated. Adding a handful of berries or a spoon of nuts can turn Greek yogurt into a balanced, muscle-supporting snack. This is especially helpful between meals when your body benefits from steady protein availability. Cottage cheese is another old-fashioned food that deserves more respect. It is soft, affordable, and rich in a slow-digesting protein called casein. This type of protein releases amino acids gradually, which can support muscle repair over time. Many doctors suggest cottage cheese in the evening because it provides protein while you sleep when your body does a lot of its repair work. If you're watching sodium, low-sodium versions are widely available. Pairing cottage cheese with fruit or vegetables can make it more appealing and easier to enjoy regularly. Small habits like this can quietly add up over weeks and months. Beans and lentils are often underestimated when it comes to muscle health. While they are not as concentrated in protein as animal sources, they offer a combination of protein, fiber, and minerals that support overall health. For seniors, fiber helps digestion and blood sugar control, which indirectly supports muscle by reducing inflammation and fatigue. Beans are also budget-friendly and versatile. Adding them to soups, salads, or stews can boost protein without making meals heavier. Many health experts suggest combining plant proteins with other sources across the day to meet your needs comfortably. Canned fish, especially tuna and salmon, is another smart option. These foods provide protein along with omega-3 fatty acids, which studies suggest may support muscle function and reduce inflammation. Canned versions are affordable, shelf-stable, and easy to prepare. Choosing varieties packed in water and watching sodium levels can make them a heart-smart choice as well. Even small portions of fish a few times a week can make a difference. Mixing canned fish with yogurt or olive oil instead of mayonnaise can reduce unnecessary calories while keeping meals satisfying. Chicken, especially darker cuts like thighs, can be more affordable than people expect. When cooked slowly, chicken becomes tender and easy to chew. It provides a complete protein that supports muscle repair. Many seniors find that soups and stews made with chicken are easier to eat and digest than dry cuts of meat. Ground meats, such as turkey or beef, can also be useful when chosen carefully. Lean options provide protein without excessive saturated fat. Cooking them with vegetables and sauces can improve texture and make meals more enjoyable. Portion size matters here. You do not need a large serving. Consistency matters more than quantity at any one meal. Now, there is an important detail that many people miss. Protein works best when it is spaced out. Eating most of your protein at dinner and very little earlier in the day limits how much your muscles can use. Many doctors suggest aiming for some protein at every meal, even if it is a smaller amount. This approach is often easier on digestion and more effective for muscle support. Another common mistake is relying too heavily on protein powders. While they can be helpful in some cases, whole foods provide additional nutrients that powders often lack. If you do use a supplement, it should be discussed with your healthcare provider, especially if you take medications or have medical conditions. Hydration also plays a role that is rarely discussed. Muscles need water to function properly. Dehydration can make weakness feel worse, even if protein intake is adequate. Drinking enough fluids throughout the day supports digestion and nutrient delivery. As we move forward, I want to talk about how to combine protein with simple movement in a way that feels safe and realistic. Many seniors believe exercise means gyms or heavy weights. That is not what most doctors recommend. Small, regular movements paired with protein can send a powerful message to your body to hold onto muscle. There is also one timing habit that can quietly improve results, and many people overlook it. It does not involve more food or more exercise, just better use of what you already do. That is what we will explore next. Now, let me explain something that often surprises people. Muscle does not grow or stay strong just because protein is present in your body. Your muscles need a reason to use it. That reason is gentle, regular movement. I want to be very clear here. This does not mean pushing yourself to exhaustion or lifting heavy weights. In fact, for many adults over 60, the safest and most effective movements are the simplest ones. Doctors who work with older adults often emphasize what they call functional movement. These are movements you already do every day: standing up from chair, sitting back down slowly, walking at a comfortable pace, carrying groceries, even light housework. When you pair these movements with enough protein, your body gets the message that muscle is still needed. Without that message, your body slowly lets muscle go, even if you're eating well. One of the most powerful habits you can build is timing your protein close to movement. This does not have to be exact or stressful. It could be as simple as having a protein-rich meal or snack within a couple of hours of being active. Many health experts believe this helps muscles use protein more effectively. For example, if you take a morning walk, having eggs or yogurt for breakfast afterward may support muscle maintenance better than having only toast. This timing habit is especially helpful for seniors because your body becomes less sensitive to protein signals with age. Giving protein when your muscles are already active helps overcome that resistance. Think of it as knocking on the door when someone is already awake, instead of trying to wake them from deep sleep. Another important piece of the puzzle is balance and stability. Muscle loss does not just make you weaker. It affects your balance and reaction time. This is one reason falls become more common with age. Doctors often point out that building or maintaining leg strength is one of the most effective ways to reduce fall risk. Simple chair stands, holding onto a counter if needed, can be very effective when done regularly. If you have joint pain or arthritis, this can feel intimidating. But movement actually helps lubricate joints and improve comfort over time when done gently. Starting slow is not a weakness. It is wisdom. Many physical therapists recommend just a few repetitions at first, focusing on control and breathing. Now let us talk about appetite because this is a real challenge for many people over 60. As we age, hunger signals often weaken. You may simply not feel like eating much, especially protein. This is where smaller, protein-focused meals can help. Instead of large portions that feel overwhelming, aim for modest amounts more often. Soft textures matter too. Soups with beans or chicken, yogurt, eggs, cottage cheese, and slow-cooked meats are often easier to enjoy. Temperature can also affect appetite. Some people find warm foods more comforting, while others prefer cool foods like yogurt or smoothies. There is no single right answer. What matters is finding what works for you consistently. Another quiet issue is taste changes. Many older adults notice that food does not taste the same as it used to. This can reduce interest in eating protein-rich foods. Using herbs, spices, lemon juice, or mild sauces can make meals more appealing without adding excess salt or sugar. Enjoyment matters. If you do not enjoy the food, you will not eat it regularly. I also want to address a concern I hear often. Some people worry that increasing protein will cause weight gain. In reality, protein is one of the most filling nutrients. It often helps regulate appetite and support healthy body composition. When paired with movement, protein is more likely to support muscle than fat. Of course, balance matters, and portion sizes should be reasonable. Medication use is another factor that deserves attention. Some medications affect appetite, digestion, or nutrient absorption. If you take multiple medications, it is a good idea to talk with your healthcare provider about nutrition. This is not about changing medications on your own. It is about making sure your diet supports your treatment, not works against it. There's also an emotional side to all of this. Many seniors live alone or eat most meals by themselves. This can reduce motivation to cook or eat well. If this sounds familiar, know that you're not alone. Simple meals, prepared in advance or shared occasionally with others, can make a big difference. Even small routines, like having yogurt every afternoon or eggs a few mornings a week, can create stability. I want you to understand something important. You do not need to do everything perfectly for this to work. Muscles respond to patterns, not perfection. If you miss a day, nothing is lost. What matters is what you do most of the time. In the next part, I want to bring all of this together and talk about how to create a simple, realistic daily pattern that supports muscle without taking over your life. There's also a warning I need to share about a common protein mistake that can quietly slow progress if you're not aware of it. Let us slow this down and make it practical, because this is where many people either succeed quietly or give up without realizing why. The goal is not to redesign your entire life. The goal is to build a daily rhythm your body can trust. When your body feels that rhythm, it responds by holding on to strength. A simple day that supports muscle often looks very ordinary. It might start with a breakfast that includes protein, even if it is small. An egg, yogurt, cottage cheese, or even leftover chicken from the night before. What matters is that your muscles hear the signal early. Waiting until dinner to eat most of your protein is one of the most common mistakes doctors see in older adults. By evening, your muscles are already less responsive. Lunch does not need to be heavy. A bowl of soup with beans or chicken, a tuna sandwich, a serving of Greek yogurt with nuts. The idea is to keep protein coming in steady, manageable amounts. This steadiness is what helps your body use it efficiently. Dinner can still be your main meal, but it does not have to carry all the responsibility. A modest portion of meat, fish, or legumes, paired with vegetables and a carbohydrate you enjoy, is usually enough. Large portions late at night are not required for muscle health and can sometimes affect sleep or digestion. Now here is the warning I mentioned earlier, and it is important. Many seniors unintentionally eat protein in a way that their body cannot fully use. This happens when protein is eaten alone without enough energy from other foods, or when overall calorie intake is too low. Your body needs enough fuel to actually build and maintain muscle. If you're eating very little overall, protein may be used for basic energy instead of muscle repair. This is why balanced meals matter. Protein works best when paired with some healthy fats and carbohydrates. This does not mean sugary foods or large portions. It means enough energy to support the work your muscles are trying to do. Think of protein as the building blocks and calories as the workers. Without enough workers, the building does not happen. Another mistake is eating protein only when you feel hungry. Hunger signals change with age, and they're not always reliable. Many doctors suggest eating by routine rather than waiting for hunger, especially for protein. This does not mean forcing food. It means gentle consistency. Sleep also plays a quiet but powerful role. Muscle repair happens during rest. Poor sleep can interfere with hormone balance and slow recovery. Protein in the evening, such as cottage cheese or yogurt, may support overnight repair for some people. Good sleep hygiene, like regular bedtimes and limiting late caffeine, supports everything we're talking about. Stress is another factor that often gets overlooked. Chronic stress increases inflammation and can interfere with muscle maintenance. Simple practices like walking, breathing exercises, or spending time outdoors can help. These do not replace nutrition, but they work alongside it. I want to talk briefly about weight because it can be confusing. Some older adults lose weight unintentionally and think it is a good thing. In reality, unplanned weight loss often includes muscle loss. Others maintain the same weight but still lose muscle and gain fat. The scale does not tell the full story. Strength, balance, and energy are better indicators of how your body is doing. If you notice increasing weakness, slower walking, or trouble with daily tasks, these are signs worth paying attention to. They are not reasons for panic, but they are signals that your body may need more support. Nutrition is one of the safest and most effective places to start. I also want to be clear about safety. If you have chronic kidney disease, advanced liver disease, or other serious medical conditions, protein needs can be different. In those cases, guidance from your healthcare provider is essential. For most older adults, though, moderate increases in protein from whole foods are widely considered safe and beneficial. The reason I'm spending so much time on this is simple. Muscle loss affects quality of life more than many diseases. It affects how long you can live independently, how well you recover from illness, and how confident you feel in your body. The good news is that muscle responds when you give it the right support. In the final part, I want to pull everything together into a clear, reassuring message about what really matters, what you can safely ignore, and how to move forward without fear or pressure. There's also one final mindset shift that helps many seniors stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed. Before we close this conversation, I want you to hear this clearly and calmly. You're not behind. You're not broken. It is not too late. Your body is still listening to you, even now. Muscle loss after 60 is common, but it is not something you are powerless against. What matters most is not perfection, but direction. If you take only one thing from this video, let it be this. Your muscles need two things to stay with you as you age. They need regular protein, and they need a reason to stay active. When those two things come together, even gently, your body responds. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily and reliably. Many people feel overwhelmed because they think staying strong requires strict diets, intense workouts, or expensive products. That belief stops them before they begin. In reality, the strongest changes often come from the simplest habits done consistently. An egg in the morning, yogurt or beans during the day, a walk, a few chair stands, or light movement that feels safe. These small actions send a powerful message to your body that strength is still needed. It is also important to release guilt. If you have gone years without focusing on protein or movement, that does not mean you failed. It means you did not have the right information at the right time. Now you do, and you can move forward without pressure or fear. Pay attention to how your body feels, not just what the scale says. Notice if standing feels easier, if your steps feel steadier, if you feel a little more confident moving through your day. These are meaningful signs. They matter more than numbers. If you ever feel unsure, involve your healthcare provider. Nutrition and movement should support your health conditions, not conflict with them. Most doctors welcome these conversations, especially when the goal is maintaining independence and preventing falls. I also want to remind you that consistency grows from kindness, not force. Choose foods you enjoy. Choose movements you feel safe doing. Build routines that fit your life as it is now, not as it used to be. This is how habits last. Your strength is not just physical. It is the quiet decision to take care of yourself one day at a time. That decision, repeated gently, has more power than most people realize. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.